Okay, so I wanted to make a video going over Crazy Factions, which is the new realm coming to JurassicPvP. The realm is going to be very OP, item-wise, and it's going to have a balanced economy and a lot to do. We're going to have high F-top payouts with, I believe in total, $4,000 across the map. And there's constantly going to be things to do on the server. The trailer is going to be releasing at 8 PM GMT tomorrow. The map itself will be releasing Saturday the 13th at 8 PM GMT again. So that would be 9 PM BST, and I'll leave a calculator for all time zones in the description. Now, something that's important to keep in mind, which we normally mess up on releases, is 9 PM BST is English time currently. So if you are from England, you use BST, not GMT. BST stands for British Summertime, and GMT is only in use when the clocks go back an hour. So if you look up the time, you should look up BST. Anyway, with that being said, the map will be hopefully 4 to 5 months long. We're aiming for a very long map because the idea is to have it very stable. And we're going to have 2 F-tops. We're going to have a point-based F-top and a wealth-based F-top. Points are going to be earned from Coughs controlling a ruins outpost, which I'll explain shortly, and many other ways. And the economy is going to be very non-pay to win this map. The idea is things that influence the economy will not be sold on the store as often as they are on OP factions. For example, we will not sell money directly or in any form. So for example, you can't buy a bundle that contains money, you can't buy a monthly crate that contains money. You could buy one that contains, for example, a spawner, but money will not be influenced into the economy via pay to win. Neither will spawners for that matter, so obviously you couldn't get a spawn. You could get maybe an item to trade for one. With that being said, we're also not going to be influencing certain items in the economy through pay to win, them items being things like sell ones, lightning ones, and other tools that can help you out, excluding trench pickaxes because we want them to be very, very common. The reason we are deciding to put tools as a non-pay to win item is so there is at least something to grind for, even if it's something very small. The ways you will earn money on Start of the World is from Sugarcane, which you can get from a kit. Now, the kit is obviously going to be free to unlock for recruit ranks, and Sugarcane is going to be very profitable. If you decide you don't want to make a sugarcane farm, you can easily sell what you were given to start you off with a lot of cash. If you decide to keep it and start a sugarcane farm, it's suggested you do claim it, as there is buffed growth rates in claims. However, if you want it to go unseen, you will not have to. Once you've started a sugarcane farm and you've got enough money, you can start a cactus farm, which is a more automated system, and then you can move on to bigger things like spawners. That is if you wanted to play grinding. If you wanted to try get lucky or try PvP your way through the economy, there's going to be a warp. The name's currently undecided, but we'll call it warp PvP for this video, where a boss will spawn every 30 minutes, along with buffed envoys and an outpost to control, which gives you some income. If you control this zone completely, you can be making millions in the first day. Then, of course, you've got other ways to make money, which would be things like envoys, the battle pass, and other things like that. Now, something we are working on for this map is we want raiding to actually be something people do. So, with that being said, we need to find a balance between raiding and base building, because once a faction gets raided, they tend to quit. So the solution we've came up with, we used on a previous map, is different worlds will have different spawn rates and different base rules. So, for example, the spawn world, which is where I am right now, will have 35 chunk buffers and 1 times spawn rate, so there's no buff. The next world, which is ocean, will have 30 chunk buffers and 1.25 times spawn rate. The next worlds, which is Icy Plains, will have 1.5 times spawn rate and 25 chunk buffers. The next world will have 20 chunk buffers, but 2 times spawn rate. So depending on the size of your faction, you can choose where to build your base. Obviously, it's not required to build your base in any of them. However, you should choose what is best for your faction. With that being said, there are 16 corners on the map. And there's 4 war zones, meaning you are allowed in total 8 dirt claims with 2 at each. That rule is subject to be changed via a poll before release. That is basically everything I'll need to cover for the start of the world. Some new things we'll be introducing is the Battle Pass, which will be 35 tiers in which you can grind and get rewards. There'll be a free pass along with this, meaning you don't require the Battle Pass purchased from the store, however, it will give you extra rewards. The Jurassic Prime package, which will give you certain perks and it will last for a certain amount of days. For example, 1 day will be completely free, or you could purchase 7 days for $20, a month for $40, and there's other prices on the store. The Jurassic Prime's perks will not be items. They will be things that we can give out without influencing the economy for a day. For example, a bonus item on a cough loot bag, reduced cap time on coughs, extra dungeon loot, and things like that. We will not have anything that gives you a direct advantage over others, because that is completely unfair at this point. That will mean you won't be able to deal more damage to bosses, and you'll no longer have buffed custom enchant procs from ranks. The idea of this map is to be as free to play as possible, while still making us an income where we can keep it up. That is basically everything I need to go over. I will go over what spawn is like now, and that will be the end for this. So you will spawn on this island, and nearby to the right is another island. These currently have no function, however later in the map we're going to make these rentable, in which you can start a shop and you can sell items in bulk. If you wanted to sell armor sets, you could, and you could set a price and people can come to your island and buy them. These will be rented out with very high prices, increasing by 5% each time rent is paid. Rent will be paid every day, so that way it will go with the economy. The prices for each starting island will change, and once we go to the middle island, this is essentially where everything PvP related will happen. So we have the Space Dungeon Portal, which is the Cosmic Dungeons. We have the Retro Dungeon Portal, which is our dungeon, and we'll have the Cough Teleporter in the middle here. If we go, I believe it's to the left, it's to the right. Here is where the crates will be. Here are some more rentable islands. And then we've got a 500 by 500 war zone, which is really, really nice for PvP. It's going to be difficult to run in this war zone. As you can see, there is a lot of structures. We've requested this on purpose because the big issue last map was the running. To encourage actual Warzone PvP, we're offering Warzone rewards along with envoys. Each warp will have its own unique sets. For example, the Jurassic set will be exclusive to bosses that spawn under this warp. Once you kill them, you'll have a chance to get a random piece of the gear. From Desert, you'll get the Sand set. From Icy Plains, you'll get the Frost set. And from Ocean, you'll get the Water set. Each set will have a custom ability along with damage resistance and strength. That is everything I need to cover. Crazy Factions trailer will be releasing 8 PM GMT tomorrow. So that's 9 PM English time. It will be premiering on my channel. There is 4 codes for $70 hidden within the trailer. Other than that, good luck on the map. Have fun.